Hey, what's up guys? My name is Anand and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about human brain versus AI and how you need to decide between what works best when it comes to Google Ads. So these are some advanced, strategies for PPC success. And really, I'm going to focus on a very different, twist over here. Everybody's talking about AI. Pretty much all the tools that you have available has some sort of AI. Of course, Google has it. So I'm going to be, sharing some tactics where you need to decide between what will work best, whether it's your human intuition, your domain expertise, or should you completely rely on AI. So let's get started, and I'll try to do my best in terms of showing the ad interface as well. But starting with the illusion of AI wisdom, common Google Ads mistake that people usually make, right? So the number one is blindly trusting AI recommendations. As you know, when you go to your Google Ads campaign, the recommendation section is typically full of common things like, hey, you need to enable broad match, you need to enable display expansion, and you will get to see all of that over here. Right now, since I don't have any campaigns, these are generic recommendation. So you need to make sure that you don't basically just apply all of them. The worst thing is to click on this auto apply, which is even crazy because Google will just decide things for you, and it might just open up your keywords to completely broad match for all campaigns, and that's going to be pretty challenging for you to manage in the long run. So that's my second tip over here, as you can see, which is an auto apply disaster. It will basically wreck your account by automatically, adding keywords, introducing broad match versions, even changing bidding strategy, right? So those two things are pretty serious when it comes to recommendation. Do not just go with that with Google suggestion. Apply human strategy first, right? So turn off auto apply in settings and then treat recommendation as a suggestion rather than something that you have to do. And then obviously make informed decisions based on your business objective before accepting or rejecting any automated suggestions. The next one is data and match type pitfall, avoiding wasted spend. So what is crucial here is, first of all, keeping your conversion tracking consistent. In tracking conversion, inconsistent conversion tracking is basically not going to collect a lot of data. And when we don't have conversions data, your attribution model is going to suffer, right? So making sure that you are feeding enough information back into Google is what this tip is. And obviously that comes with using the right match type. Misusing broad match with maximizing bidding strategies often lead to poor performance. So for example, Google will always focus on more clicks rather than the actual goal, which is whether it's target cost per acquisition or target return on ad spend. The next thing is to keep in mind is auditing your negative keywords. Sometimes you might just enable your old negative keyword list, and you will apply that to a specific campaign. So rather than that, check if your negative keywords are at an account level, at a campaign level, or ad group level, right? And then add your top search terms. Convert high performing search queries into dedicated keywords for better control. And this will be possible only when you look at search terms report. Obviously make use of exact match. Sometimes there is only a particular way you need to your customers will search, right? So identify those keywords, and if there is volume, then make sure that you use exact match, so that way they will consistently remain high converting match type for a vast majority of accounts. Now, strategic AI and metrics that matter over here is you need to use AI with purpose, right? For example, dynamic bidding and real-time optimization is a great option. Performance Max campaign can automate creatives and placements. Um, when it comes to focusing on results, shift away from vanity metrics like clicks and impressions. Don't optimize for them. Also, when you're tracking conversions, don't set page view as a conversion. That's going to confuse your overall campaign. If your goal is for lead generation, then don't set, you know, page views and clicks as your primary action. Advanced metric strategy would be track micro conversion. That will allow you to see like how people are interacting. For example, newsletter signups and video views for funnel insights. Use custom metrics. Develop KPIs aligned with unique business goals like repeat purchase. And then segment your data. For example, analyze performance by device, geography, time, and demographics. So those are some metrics and AI use case. Now, deep dive into data. Make sure that you are focusing on audience. This is a very, very important section. I would say it's the heart of your campaign. And the way you do that is you connect your Google Ads account with Google Analytics to understand, you know, deeper insights, right? So when you connect your account, you are able to access advanced audience data and behavioral insights. You can analyze in-market segments. So you can actually create conversion goals and add them to in-market segments and identify audiences with highest conversion rate for your business. Based on that, you can actually apply bid adjustments. So for example, add high converting audiences to campaign with increased bid adjustment. For example, you can boost 20 to 50% for financial services if they convert better. And then the last tactic is mine search terms data. Use the search terms report for continuous keyword discovery, and you can add obviously irrelevant keywords to the negative keyword list. So as we are talking about keywords, exact match is a good one. Search term mining is obviously very important. And then focus on long tail, because a lot of times, you know, if there is a volume, of course, a lot of times, you know, short tail keywords tend to underperform because there's too much of noise. But then if you can add like intent driven words combined with your short tail keyword, like for example, buy, purchase, quote, now you're focusing more on the commercial side. And then from a negative keyword strategy, you have three ways. One is your account level negatives. These are like broad exclusions like free, jobs, career, salary, reviews. Negative campaign specific negative is really, really good, because now let's say you're running product focused campaign or service focused campaign, you can divide and create like campaign specific negatives. So industry or service specific terms that don't apply to particular campaign objectives or offering. And then dynamic negative list, regularly update list based on search terms report and performance data to eliminate waste. All right, now that we have done with audience, keywords, metrics and data, let's talk about assets, right? So this is where you need to make use of all the assets that Google Ads provide, also known as extensions, right? Call extension is a great way. Add your phone number directly to your ads, enabling instant mobile calls. No brainer for any campaign. Doesn't matter your service, e-commerce, make sure to use this. Location extension. If you serve only a local area, display your business address to drive foot traffic to physical store. Essential for local business and retail, right? Site link extension. Again, 100% applicable for all types of companies, B2B, B2C, small, medium, large. Provide direct links to specific pages like services, pricing, contact us, bestsellers, new arrivals, lot more options, right? They help users find relevant content faster. These are like your shortcut to the exact page they are looking for. Price extension, obviously applicable for e-commerce. You can showcase products or services with transparent pricing to attract price sensitive customers and qualify leads before even they click, improving conversion rate and reducing wasted spend. So I would say definitely make use of all these assets, and using multiple assets typed together. I mean, they typically see more than 10% lift in click-through rate. So that's how powerful they are. All right, let's talk about conversion tracking. Now, we have seen that you can track micro conversions, but something that you can do is you can even train the algorithm on high value conversions that are closer to sales. For example, for B2B, you can prioritize sales qualified leads over basic form fills. That will actually help the algorithm learn quicker in terms of who they need to reach out, right? From a verification standpoint, monitor conversion patterns, like watch for unusual, spikes, drops. Cross-reference data source. So compare Google Ads and analytics data. Also compare that, which I have not added over here, is with your CRM data. Let's say you use HubSpot and you see that 50 people signed up for your through your website, and if you see Google Ads reporting 100, there is duplicate conversion going on, right? So that's how you can compare and contrast and see what's going on, which is a common thing I've always noticed, right? And then that will actually help you define your bidding strategy. So there are a couple of ways you can do that. A simple one, let's say you're starting out, is maximize clicks, best for increasing website traffic and brand awareness when conversion tracking isn't fully implemented. Then you can move on to target cost per acquisition. This is where you're generating leads, but then you want to generate them at a much more cost effective rate. You use target cost per acquisition. Then let's say you are running an e-commerce ad campaign, you can select target return on ad spend, which is great for e-commerce with varying product margins, and focus on revenue generation and profitability. And let's say you are focusing more on, hey, I have a new product, I want to reach as many people as possible. You can set target impression share, which is great for brand awareness campaigns. So advanced bidding strategy combined with AI will help you analyze multiple factors. It will also include device type, location, time of day, and user behavior pattern. However, human oversight remains critical for setting appropriate budgets, maximum acceptable CPAs, and strategic direction. Now, why this is important? Let's say your business is a high average or order value type of business, right? Let's say you're an e-commerce brand and your average order value is $2,000. Fine. I'm going to take another example. You're a service-based business and your typical service value is about $2,000, right? We're not talking about same average order value, different industries. One is e-commerce, one is service. Now, historically, to generate a lead, it would have costed you $500. Let's say, for example, if you are going to bid for target CPA and if you're going to set the target CPA as $50, that's not going to fly. You are trying to squeeze a lot more than there is any juice inside that fruit, right? So be realistic in terms of your target CPA, because you have to take into consideration your human knowledge, your domain expertise, your historical performance, and then be realistic, right? So set somewhere around like 600, right? Then slowly start reducing to 550, 500, 450. Now you're getting a little bit more profitable, right? So that's how gradually you need to start, tweaking the algorithm. All right. Finer details of ad quality. I mentioned about demographic analysis. Identify which ad groups, gender, and household incomes convert best. Nobody, or I would say very few people, do that, and this is important because you can now take into consideration factors that people typically miss out, right? The next one is geographic optimization. Focus spend on locations where your message resonates, right? So you can increase bids aggressively in high performing areas. So try to think about this tactic or have that in your toolkit. And then ad scheduling. So identify peak performance times and allocate more budgets during those periods. You're a restaurant, you're open only from 8 to 6. Why do you want, 10 to 8 or something like that? Do you really want to run ads between midnight and 6 a.m. in the morning? No, right? So try to be strategic and don't waste your spend. Same way, if you're serving a local business and people can only drive like 20 miles around your radius. Why do you want to go and target the entire city or the entire state, right? So that's again important factor to consider. Ad quality excellence will help you to reduce your overall CPA. And the quality score components typically are ad relevance, which is how closely ad content matches, expected click-through rate, landing page experience, and then obviously you can combine that with optimization tactics, which is regularly A/B testing, competitive research, and continuous headline. All right. In conclusion, continuous optimization, the gold standard for Google Ads success. It's never going to be a case where you figured out something and it's going to stay there as it is. Your campaign performance will decline all the time. So you got to figure out the next best tactic. So monthly deep dives, weekly adjustments, I would say even daily, and then from a prioritization standpoint, focus on keywords, evaluate every keyword, remove costly performance, maintain exact and phrase match focus, and update negative keyword list. This is going to be your daily ongoing work. Then comes your ad copy refinement. Achieve good or excellent rating for responsive search ads through continuous testing and optimization. And then structure optimization, which is maintain smaller ad groups with focused keyword themes for better relevance. So that's pretty much it. I know this was a long video, but I hope I was able to pack the entire Google Ads optimization process with some focus on human oversight compared to completely dependent on AI. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thank you.